Have you ever noticed how we take our bathrooms for granted? You walk in, press a button, and clean water magically appears. You have double-layered lavender-scented toilet paper. You have minty toothpaste. It's a paradise. But let me tell you something. For 99% of human history, the bathroom was a place of pure terror. I'm Pink Tie, and today, we're traveling back to a time when sanitation was just a suggestion. We're talking about the gross, the smelly, and the literally explosive history of ancient hygiene. Grab your soap if you can find any, and let's dive in. Our first stop is ancient Rome. The Romans were masters of engineering. They built aqueducts and grand temples. But their public toilets? Well, they were a bit communal. Imagine a long stone bench with holes cut into it. No stalls, no walls, no privacy. You'd sit down right next to a senator or a merchant and discuss the latest news while doing your business. It was the social hub of the city. But the real nightmare wasn't the lack of privacy. It was the Xylospongium. Since toilet paper didn't exist, the Romans used a sea sponge attached to a wooden stick. And here's the kicker. It was shared. After you used it, you'd rinse it in a bucket of vinegar or salt water and leave it for the next person. Yes, that person you were just talking to about politics. One sponge for everyone. Welcome to Rome. If the shared sponge didn't scare you, the toilet demons would. Ancient sewers weren't ventilated, which meant methane gas would build up under the seats. Every now and then a stray spark or a candle would cause a literal explosion right under someone's... Well, you get the idea. People were so terrified of these random fires and the rats that lived in the pipes that they would carve magical spells and prayers into the walls for protection. So if you ever think your bathroom is scary at night, just be glad it doesn't have a chance of exploding. After Rome fell, things somehow got even worse. Welcome to the Middle Ages. In cities like London or Paris, there was no sewage system. People used chamber pots, basically a bucket under the bed. When it was full, you'd open your window and throw the contents onto the street. The law required you to yell Gardyloo to warn the people below. If you heard that shout, you had exactly 2 seconds to move, or your day was about to get very, very messy. The streets were filled with mud, waste, and pigs. And the smell? Let's just say, you'd wish you had a cold. You'd think people would want to wash all that grime off, right? Wrong. For a long time in Europe, people actually believed that bathing was dangerous. Doctors thought that hot water opened your pores and allowed diseases like the plague to enter your body. So instead of washing, people just added more layers of perfume. King Louis XIV of France supposedly only took 2 full baths in his entire life. People would wear linen shirts to absorb the dirt, believing that changing their clothes wasn't enough to stay clean. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. It just made the lice very happy. But what about dental care? In ancient Rome, if you wanted white teeth, you used urine. They believed the ammonia in it acted as a natural bleach. They even imported expensive urine from Portugal because it was considered stronger. And if you had a toothache? Ancient Egyptians would sometimes mash up a dead mouse and rub it on the painful spot. Imagine waking up, rinsing your mouth with pee, and then rubbing mouse brains on your gums. Suddenly, that expensive dentist visit doesn't seem so bad, does it? From shared sponges to explosive toilets, our ancestors were truly built different. Or maybe they were just really, really lucky to survive. The next time you see a bar of soap or a flushable toilet, give it a little nod of respect. It took us thousands of years to get here. Thanks for joining me on this smelly trip through time. I'm Pink Tie, and if you're glad you live in the 21st century, hit that subscribe button, stay clean, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next era. Goodbye.